And welcome everyone to day 3, session 2 of uh, uh, the International Webinar Series of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning 2020, AIML 2020. And today we are so honored to have Dr. Arif Ahmed from Norway, uh, as he is serving as a postdoctoral research fellow at the Department of Physics and Technology of the University of Norway, the Arctic. So you can proceed with your talk, because we are having already almost 31 participants. So you can proceed, sir.
Okay, thank you, Eshan, for a wonderful introduction of mine. It's wonderful to having all of you. Hope that all of you are fine and well, healthy. It's my honor. I thankful to the organizing committee for giving me the platform. So my talk is related. You know that it's open source tools for machine learning researchers. So already Eshan told me lots of about me. Okay, so I just shared with you where I live. So I live here in Tromso. This is, you can say, the university is northernmost university. This is the one of the last university. We can say this one. So. Uh, Tromso, you can see it's a wonderful city, but the weather is very challenging here because almost 7 months here it's a tough winter, and rest of them are midwinter. And almost 3 months the sun will never set, and almost 3 months the sun never rises here. And one thing I just want to say that here, so many PhD, postdocs, masters positions are available here. If you people are interested, you can go to the website and check here. And one thing I want to say that here, education is free. So maybe you can find opportunity. So my main research interest is computer vision, natural language understanding, nanoscopy, and explainable AI. But today I will not talk much about my research. So today I will talk about a small thing, but I think this is very important. And the target audience of the talk is researchers, students who are just started their research. Maybe many of them already you are aware of those tools. Okay. So first of all, what and why open source? You know that nowadays there are two kinds of software. One, you need to pay for them, and another one is a free. So obviously a third world country like India, so we people, if we get free software, and also personally I also believe that software must be free. So open source initiative is such a kind where the software is built for free. So open source softwares are mainly free. It's transparent, mean there is no hidden thing. I mean, just like you know that, mean TikTok and all other applications have been banned. Why they have banned it? Because they are not transparent. People don't know that what inside their code, what data they are accessing. But open source tools are very much transparent because the code is available. Number three, you can modify. Number four, you can be the part, you can be the part of those software. You can develop some plugin, you can help the community, you can write some tutorial, so you can be a part. So that's why open source tools are very important, not only in machine learning, also in many kind of researches and application. Nowadays we people also use so many open source tools. We also may not be known to us. For example, Android is open source, VLC media player is open source, Ubuntu is open source, Python, Java, Firefox, Open Meeting, LibreOffice, PHP, lots of things. So those are one kind of open source tools. My outline of the talk: first I will try to explain about the data set. Mean when we are talking about machine learning researcher, the fundamental and most important thing is the data set. I'll talk about the data set, how and where to find the data set, what are the open source available tools for that, how to write your code. I mean, when you are going for a research, you research a particular problem, you identify the problem, you think about your solution, then you have to write your code. I'll tell something that how efficiently you can write your code using open source tools. How you can write your article. After writing your code, you need to write the article. So how you can write your article, how you can prepare your figures and tables, how you can edit your languages, how you can share your code. So those things I will discuss today in terms of open source softwares. I mean how open source softwares can help you to find a suitable solution. So first of all, how you can find a data set. So mostly datasets are free and open source, but searching a suitable datasets is challenging. So there are so many options available. I'll talk some options which are freely available and organized. The first one is the UCI machine learning repository. So UCI machine learning repository is one of the first repository who those people collect the data set in various fields like computer vision, like natural language processing, like education. So they collected all the data set. I have provided the link also, so you can go through that link and you may find that there are lots of data set maybe you can have an interest. Number two, Kaggle is a platform. Basically it's designed for the programmer, but most people don't know that they have a separate section of data sets, that is called the Kaggle dataset. Better if I can show you. Yeah, so you can see that the Kaggle dataset repository, if you go to kaggle.com dataset, you can see that there are lots of dataset, and you can see that how popular these datasets are. So you can search those dataset, you can go through all those things like handwritten recognition, COVID tweet dataset, all those things. So thousands of datasets available here. You can use any one of those dataset for your research. Number three is Amazon Web Service dataset. You know that nowadays not only normal researcher like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, they have their own research wings. So they have collected so many data that a common people cannot collect, and they made it publicly available. So for example, open data in AWS is also one kind of dataset source. So you can go to that link and you can find so many dataset and you can use in your research. Similarly, the Microsoft also, they have their open data. So they have their open data repository, and you can go to that link and you may find a suitable dataset for your purpose. The most important is a GitHub. GitHub is a source of so many data sets and codes publicly available. For example, here are some links uh, where you can actually find a very good data set links. You can see that agriculture, biology, climate, weather, machine learning, image processing. So there are so many data set links they have collected here. Not only this link, you may find dataset in entire GitHub. So this is a good place for starting. Another one is a visual data. This is a private repository, although this is a publicly freely available. But one of my choice is this one. This is a good website for those who are actually interested in machine learning. So you can go to that link also, and you can get your suitable data set. And finally, if you really don't want to visit and search for the dataset, Google already made one search engine for the researcher, that is called dataset search for researcher. So what is this? This is a similar search engine, but only for dataset. So you can search whatever, like I can search a COVID-19 dataset, and you can see that just like a Google search, there are many dataset. You can find this one. So if you need any dataset, you can search here just like a Google, and you can get your dataset. Okay. Now what if you don't find any dataset? you just understand that whatever you are thinking, the data set is not publicly available. This is a good thing, because so many high quality publication comes from a data set. Mean, if you really put efforts creating one data set, then actually what you can do, you can publish that in a reputed journal or reputed article, as a good article. For example, here I have shown two examples of dataset publication, like UCF 101 dataset and ImageNet dataset. If you go to that link of those paper, you will find that those paper has a citation of more than 5,000. So that means if you are creating a data set on your own, that can be a good option for a publication. For example, uh, Elsevier, they have one dedicated journal for this one, that is called Data in Brief, where actually you can publish your data set. So if, and also recent conferences, top conferences like CBPR, ICCB, ECCB, if you go to their website and search for a paper, you can see that every year at least 2% to 3% papers are a new data set. So if you create your own data set, then it can be an option to publish that data set and publish a paper. For example, IEEE also recently launched a new journal that is called IEEE Data Port. So where you can publish your data freely in IEEE. So this is also one good option for you. Now the thing is that programming. Now you have the data set. Now you have to write your code. Now in your mind, which one would be suitable? Yeah, so many languages are available, like Python, Julia, R, C++, anything you can choose. But today I will talk one particular language that is open source, and now this is really trending for machine learning researchers, that is a Python. So Python is also open source. Now when we are talking about Python, now the thing is that how you can run your Python code. The first one is a Anaconda. What is Anaconda? Anaconda is an environment, integrated environment, where you can manage multiple projects. You can handle easy library installation. You can install your library easily. You can reproduce your code in another machine in a single click. So Anaconda is an integrated environment where you can manage your code, you can write your code, you can reproduce your code, you can easily install your libraries. So Anaconda combined with Python is a good solution, fastmost solution if you want to run your machine learning project. Number two is a Jupyter. So Jupyter is what? Jupyter is open. So those are also open source tools. Jupyter is we can say interactive editor where you can easily write your Python code. And remember that Anaconda, if you install Anaconda, Anaconda comes with a Jupyter plugin. So that means, so Anaconda is sufficient so for installing a Jupyter. So the advantage of Jupyter is what? So Jupyter is nothing but a web editor. It is a interactive. It is well documented. I mean, you can document your code easily. So combined with Anaconda and Jupyter can be a good choice for writing your code. For example, you can see that here, this is a window of Anaconda Navigator where we have a plugin, lots of plugin. For example, Jupyter Notebook, Spider is open source editor, Jupyter Lab. This is also one kind of advanced editor like Notebook. Um, so graph visualization, so we have a GlueVis. So just like this one, you may have so many integrated environment where you can manage your entire code. And in the right hand side, you can see this is an example of Jupyter notebook. So here you can see that the advantage is that you can write your code, you can write your document, you can see your output instantly. So this is a good solution to write your code and to see your result on the fly. So Python combined with Anaconda, combined with Jupyter is a best solution for starting your machine learning projects or machine learning papers. Now the thing is that hardware. So the most importantly, the hardware is a biggie. So you know that most of the machine learning projects run on a GPU. I mean, in a normal computer, we don't have that GPU. So I'm just giving you the idea that yeah, it is possible to have a GPU in laptop, but you can see that, for example, the HP JetBook is a good solution. So, but it's a costly. You can see that one. And if you really want to buy some GPUs, so NVIDIA is a solution. So in currently NVIDIA RTX series, so you can use that one. But you can see that it's very much costly. So without funding, without having a lab, it's very difficult for a normal researcher. But what is the solution? Yeah, the solution is that the hardware is also somehow it is provided by some open source initiative, and it is also free. So my first choice is a collab. Collab is what? Collabs comes from a collaborative work actually. So Colab is a free GPU and TPU supported environment provided by Google, where you can have hardware, GPU, and interactive Jupyter notebook together, and actually you can write your code instantly. For example, I can just show you one demo for that one. Mm, I think most of the people already know that one. Still, just for a curiosity, here actually you can create a notebook, and uh, you can write your code instantly. So when you are writing your code, keep in mind that you have a runtime. So here actually you can select the GPU and TPU. Okay, so the difference between GPU and TPU is TPU is faster, but TPU is specifically for TensorFlow. I will come to later on. So you can check that, yeah, I need a GPU. So when you are giving a yes, I need a GPU, so actually it will automatically connect to a hardware, and actually you can run your code here. The best thing is that you can connect this with your uh, 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 drive, mean Google Drive, where you can put your data, and actually you can run your code. You can see that. So it's connected, and it is allocating the memory. Yeah, it's connected now. You can see that now. Yeah, you can see that. So it's given you a GPU, and now you can run your code using that GPU. So the advantage is what? It has a GPU and TPU, so you don't need to buy expensive GPU and TPU. It's a free. Its contents are interactive Jupyter notebook, but yeah, still we have a limitation. For example, maximum you can run it at a time 4 hours. But I think who those who are starting their research, this is a good option to start with. Also, there are some free and open source tools also available with just like a Colab, that is a Azure Notebook. This is provided by Microsoft, and IBM also they have a data platform, and Amazon also they have a Sega Maker. But on top of them, I think Colab is the best choice. But also you can use those one also. Now you have a environment where you can write your code. Now you need some open source libraries. Those libraries what makes your life very much easier. I mean, what are the library? Open source library. They are free, and they have written a state of the art machine learning thing, all those things. So you can freely use those tools, and you can easily use those tools for your machine learning project. So I'll talk about a TensorFlow that is provided by Google, a PyTorch framework that is provided by the Facebook, scikit-learn for scientific community, for scientific computation, matplotlib, it's for plotting, OpenCV is for computer vision research, NLTK for natural language processing researchers. Yeah, there are lots of thousands of such a thing. Just I'll give you some examples of them. The first one is a TensorFlow. What is TensorFlow? TensorFlow is a library provided by Google, where state-of-the-art fundamental machine learning, all the things are given. So what you need? You need to install the TensorFlow and you need to write your code to design your deep neural modules. What are the advantage? It's a responsive construct. Mean if you write your code in TensorFlow, instantly what you can see that it can instantly show you the graph of that one. So you can understand that actually how your deep neural network looks and you can easily modify that one. It's a flexible. Mean what? Mean you can run in your own machine, you can run in your cloud, you can combine this one with another programming language, and so. It's a flexible. Easily trainable. You don't need to think about the GPU, you don't need to think about the parallel processing. It's very easy to train a neural network. Parallel neural network training. Yeah, if you have a multiple neural network, TensorFlow support parallel training of that one. Open source. Obviously, it's a free and open source. Large community. Mean so many people are using TensorFlow. So if you have any problem, just ask the community, they'll reply you. Mean if you have a problem, so many people are there to solve your problem. uh, Feature columns, mean it's processed as a matrix. Layered components, so that mean you know that those people who are working with deep neural network or are layered. So here also you can define your layered component. So that's why a new design of machine learning algorithm, it's much more easier. Event logger with TensorBoard. So that means what is happening during your training? All thing can be dumped into a file, and later on you can visualize it. You can use in your paper or anything. I'll come later on here. You can visualize very easy manner with another tool that is called TensorBoard. So that's why TensorFlow has a lots of popularity. So if you people are starting your research in machine learning, TensorFlow is the best choice for the beginner. A similar thing also, the similar facility also we have in a PyTorch. PyTorch is from a Facebook research. So in the right side, you can see a graph where 2017 to 2020 top conferences like ECCB, Neuro IPS, ACL, CBPR. So here actually they have tried to figure it out that which one is popular. So you can see that day by day the popularity of PyTorch is really increasing. So that is the graph shows that percentage of PyTorch paper of total deep learning paper. So you can see that PyTorch is increasing rapidly. So what is the difference? TensorFlow is for application developer. If you are an application developer, I mean just you are applying your machine learning different machine learning model in your data, then TensorFlow is the good choice. But if you are a serious researcher, mean if you want to design your new neural network, you tune your parameter, so PyTorch is the good solution. Now I have already talked that TensorBoard is another visualization tool. Using TensorBoard, what you can do, you can actually visualize your training and your data that is comes from either TensorFlow or PyTorch. So you can see that after training, you can easily visualize how your network looks like, how your network is trained, how your accuracy, how your image looks like, what is your prediction. So all things can be visualized in a single environment that is called a tensor board. So tensor board is also one kind of uh, open source tools that is used for visualizing your training or your deep neural network performances. Now sometimes you have seen that most of the machine learning research articles, you need to compare multiple results in a single figure. So TensorBoard have a solution. So when you open your log in a TensorBoard, you can see that you can download the data in a CSV format. So when you download your one model data in a CSV format, so multiple model, you download it, and later on you can combine those data together to present in your article. So that means if you have a tensor board, so you don't need to do anything. You just save your training results, and later on you can combine those results for your paper. For example, you can see that uh, recently these figures have been used in our paper, so where actually we have a multiple parameters of our training, and actually we have combined those things. How we have done this one? We have individually trained those network, and actually combine all those value in a single figure. The left one is accuracy and right one is the loss. One thing I want to note, that one, you can see that the figure is not showing very good. Later on I'll go to that part, how to make a good figure. Here I have given one example. So this is a default setting, default plotting, but this is not a good one. So we have modified that one, and now actually it looks good, and also it's interpretable. So what? You train your multiple neural network, you log in a tensor board, and you download your individual data, you combine those data, and you will get this kind of figure together for your uh, machine learning paper. Now another tool, open source tool, that is called a scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is what? Scikit-learn is a very interesting and very good tool for learning machine learning. So what they have given, you can see that they have given state-of-the-art classification algorithm, regression algorithm, clustering algorithm, dimensional reduction algorithm, model selection algorithm, pre-processing algorithm, and so on. What? If you install a scikit-learn library, what it can provide you? So it can provide you what? Easy solution for learning and applying your data for state of the machine learning thing. So this is a good tool for scientific community, for learning and for applying your data in state of the art thing. Another tool is uh, matplotlib. Matplotlib is a plotting library. This is also open source. So matplotlib, what it provides you a solution for plotting your data. You know that plotting your data is very important for visualizing and presenting your data. So matplotlib gives you a wide range of solution to present your data in an effective manner. So this is also one kind of open source tools, and very much popular for producing standard plot like a line plot, scatter plot, bar plot, contour plot, box plot, image plot, and so on, so on, so on. So there are lots of flexibility, choosing of color, choosing of presenting of those things, and this is very easy. And it can be combined with any tool like PyTorch, like TensorFlow, anything. So Matplotlib is a good solution for plotting and presenting your data. Next one is the OpenCV. From the name, you can understand that OpenCV is an open source computer vision tool. So OpenCV is available for C++, for Python, for Java, many languages. But today I will talk about open source for a Python only. So those people who works with images, computer vision, OpenCV, you cannot write your code without OpenCV. Yeah, so many alternates are available, but OpenCV are most popular one. So what are the advantage? It's open source. Its speed is very fast. Is easy to integrate. Easy for coding and fast for prototyping. If you want to design a new architecture, and instantly you can convert your architecture into a application, app easily in a single click. So that's why open source OpenCV is very popular community. So you can install OpenCV, and here what you can do some state of the art task, segmentation, object detection, classification, image registration, everything related to image you can do with the help of OpenCV. Next one is a NLTK. It's a natural language toolkit. So those who are interested work with natural language processing. Today, this is also one of the parallel thing research that is going on with the computer vision. So, for example, natural language processing is very much important. For example, nowadays, fake news classification or uh, language to language translation or understanding. So this is a state of the art and very emerging field of research. So in a machine learning, if you want to use that one, then NLTK is a solution. So this is open source. It can be used for example, the topmost figure is shows that using NLTK, you can tag the past of speech, which one is noun, which one is a verb, all those things in a state of the art thing in NLP researches. So the advantage is that NLTK supports multiple languages, including Indian regional languages. You can see that uh, uh, this figure shows that the past of parts of speech tagged data from 4 Indian languages: Bengali, Hindi, Marathi, and Telugu. So the advantage is that this is also open source and multiple language supports we have. So those people who are interested in NLP like researches, they can easily use NLTK toolkit. So that's all about some libraries. I know that there are thousands of libraries. I cannot talk all of these, but just you can search and you can use those open source libraries in your project. Now you have the data set, you have written your code, you have done all those things. Now what you need to do, you need to write your article. So article nowadays primarily written on LaTeX. Most of the journals they prefer a LaTeX. Yeah, some journals prefer the Word also, but majority of those are use a LaTeX. And keep in mind, LaTeX is also open source and free. So I suggest that okay, you people always use the LaTeX for writing your anything, writing your report, writing article, all those things. And LaTeX is one kind of language, but the language is not sufficient. What you need one editor where actually you can write your code. So LaTeX, you can write your code in a LaTeX and instantly you know that it can convert into a PDF. So I suggest to use a text maker for the editor. You can see the figure shows a window of a text maker. So text maker is also free. You don't need to pay for it and easy and can be easily integrated with your LaTeX. So what you need to do, you need to install LaTeX and you need to install the text maker and you can write your code instantly. But another solution is also there. A tool that is called a overlay. This is what? This is a online tool where you don't need to do anything. So here you can write your code and instantly you can get your PDF here. And the advantage is that this is also free and multiple person can use parallelly. I mean, if you have a collaborator, your supervisor, your co-authors, they can write together. So Overleaf is a solution where you don't need to install anything. You need to go to Overleaf and you need to write your code. Instantly, it can convert your thing and you can use anything. And the advantage is also that majority of the cases, what you will you don't need to think about anything. I mean the formatting, all those things. What you need to already they have a template. For example, if you want to submit it in a sprint jar, what you can search? You can search that overleaf Springer template. So you can see that, yeah, this is your Springer. So just click that one and you can open it as a template, and actually you can start writing your code. So you don't need to think about that one. So most of the majority publication house, they have their own template already given in overleaf. So you just use that one, and yeah, you can write your code. Now you have started writing your code, but uh, in a if you have started writing your article, but in an article, what you need to create some tables. Okay, so how you can create your table? One thing is that you need to write your code, like here it's already taken that you can write your code in latex and you can get your table. But writing code is really hectic, and maybe some error may have some error. We don't have control. I suggest you to use one free tool that is called a table generator. So in a table generator, what you can do, you can just go to that website. You can go to that website and actually, just like a normal word processor, actually what you can do, you can create your table instantly and you can do whatever you want. Bold. So, and you can generate this one, and you have a code for that one. You can put that code into your latex, and then you will get your table accordingly. So this is also a free tool where you can effectively use that tool to create beautifully looking error-free tables for your article. For example, here I have given two examples of tables. The left one is a simple table and the right one is your book style table. So go to that journal and try to find out that which one they are preferring, and you can use that one. And the best thing is that in table generator, you have the option, I mean, what kind of table you want to generate, the right one or the left one. Here actually I have given two examples where a table generator can helps you to generate unique tables. Maybe you can have some creative results, creative presentation of tables. Those are from our recent publications. So you can see that the left one, here actually we have used the tables to decide the color coding. We have a three color coding. Green is normal, red is hypoxia, and blue is hypoxia ADM. So we have used that color coding in our table for a beautiful looking. And the right side, what we have done, we have added some figures inside the table to make it better or unique, we can say. So the table generator can help you to easily design such kind of tables. Now the most important part is a figure. Keep in mind, if you have a good figures in your table, in your article, then not only it increase the acceptance probability, but also it's increase the citation probability. So whenever you are preparing some figures, this is very important to take care very seriously of the figures, because the first impression to the reviewer is a figure. For example, here actually you can see a bad figure and a good figure. Okay, I have not referred this one, but those are collected from some articles. I forgot to refer that one. So I can see that a good figure must have readability. You have to very good take care of font and size. Can you see that? I cannot really read those fonts. Hmm? So, but you can see that here it's a clean and crystal and clear. So you take care of readability, font and size, choice of color, and the quality. So those four things are the pillar of a good figures. So now actually I will tell you that how you can create a good figure, high quality figure for your publication. First of all, I talk about a Microsoft PowerPoint. Mm, Although this is not open source tools, but easily you can use some open source alternate, for example, OpenOffice or LibreOffice. But as Microsoft PowerPoint is really easily available all of us, so that's why actually I have included that one. But no worry, you can replace the Microsoft PowerPoint with the OpenOffice without doing nothing. Okay. So I prefer to draw most of the images using Microsoft PowerPoint. But one thing you need to remember that the default settings of Microsoft PowerPoint produce a very low quality figures. So what you need to do? I have provided the link here. You need to change in a registry such that your Microsoft PowerPoint can produce a good resolution figure. For example, the value indicates what you need to put here, and this is represented that how much resolution you will get. In general, 150 dpi is sufficient. Some journals prefer 200 dpi, so you can put in a 200. So I prefer to use, you can see that this is from my machine, I prefer to use 190. So if you have a 190, then you will get near about 180 DPI figures. So keep in mind, before using PowerPoint, you must change that DPI, the value, to get a high quality figure. For example, here are two options. The left one was generated using normal settings of PowerPoint, and right one is generated using 150 dpi. So you can easily distinguish that one. The left one is a low quality and the right one is the high quality. So zoom your figure and try to check that is that a high quality or not. So after creating figures in PowerPoint, what you need to edit or crop or any other thing. Keep in mind, if you crop it, if you export any figure using PowerPoint, you can see that there are may have so many white space around that. So you need to crop it. If you open using Paint or any other tool and crop it, then what happen? Then you lose your resolution, you lose your DPI. So the best solution is that open using any image editing tool, just like this one. GIMP is a GNU image manipulation tool. This is also open source and free. So it can be used to edit your figure accordingly. For example, cropping, writing text, or any other thing. Whatever you can do with a Photoshop, you can do with this GIMP tool uh, easily. So this is also open source tool. Now, one thing you need to remember that sometimes we people use some images from internet, but you know that if you are using from internet, you have to be very careful. You cannot just use that image because that image may belongs to someone else. So you are not citing those things and you are using in your particle. So that is unethical and that is also plagiarism. So how to avoid that one? To avoid that one, actually, we can use Creative Commons license. So Creative Commons license is what? This is a free and open source license where those images you can easily use in your article. So in a Google image search, so if you go to the Google image search and if you search is a COVID, now here you can see that we have a thing, a tool, and in a tool we have a user rights, and you can see that Creative Commons license. If you select Creative Commons license, now whatever the figure you will find, you can use it in your article without doing anything, without acknowledging. But if you use random one, so there may have a chance that someone already created that one and you have not cited that one. So be careful when you are using uh, image taken from internet. So here actually you need to go to tool and user rights, and you have to use a Creative Commons license. So the license looks like this one. So what are the attribute? At the first one, uh, whether you need to credit, whether you need to pay, whether uh, whether you can modify, or whether you can share it or not. So you can check that what are the license, and better always we use this is a cross, this is a cross, this is not cross, and this is not cross. So if the first two are cross, then you are safe to use that images. Okay, now actually I want a case study, how to draw a good figure using Microsoft PowerPoint. For example, this is an example figures recently we have used in our publication. So I just want to share with you that really how you can draw, reproduce this figure. Okay, so I have started with these two figures taken from internet, and let's see in a high speed how I have drawn that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's all. Here actually finally you can see that finally we can get a good quality result when as like this one. You can find so many videos in YouTube, and you can just take an idea and you can create wonderful figures using only PPT. For example, here the entire uh, uh, poster is actually created using PowerPoint. So you are free to use PowerPoint also to create your posters and all other thing. This is a good tool. And keep in mind, you can always use any other alternate, for example, OpenOffice for the same task. But you really want open source solution. So another tool that is called draw.io, and this is actually online. Here actually you can create a high quality diagram uh, from this one. Suppose, for example, I can create a high quality diagram, and here actually you can use so many things, and you can use those one, a similar thing like a PowerPoint, and you can export for your publication. So the advantage is what? It's online. You don't need to install anything. It has a rich image library, so many icons, so many freely available icon you can use, and actually it can produce very high quality images for your article. So you are free to use the draw.io. This is also very popular in scientific community. Now, you know that when you are writing your program in Python, so actually you can export your result directly from Python for your research article. But you have to remember a few things. For example, you have to use a correct size of font, correct font. You have to use correct color. You have to save in a correct quality. Otherwise, I have seen so many people when I am reviewing some papers that they have used just whatever the Python produce. But this is not a good idea. You have to customize your figures suitable for your article. For example, the left one is a default settings, and the right one I have customized. You can see that the font, the size, the color, the width. So I have changed everything. So the right one shows a high quality, the left one is really poor quality. So when you are exporting figures from your Python, you have to remember those things. How I have changed that one? You can see that first, the size of the figure. You can see that this size and this size, this is much more better presentation. So this is the size of your figure, change of default color, change of your font level size, change of your export quality DPI. Hmm? So if you do not provide that DPI, it will always save your figure in a low quality. So better you can put your DPI and you can get a very high quality figure where everything will be readable. Now, when you have done writing your figures, or drawing your figures, writing your code, drawing your all those things, writing your paper. Now the thing is that after writing your paper, a good paper need a language presentation. Sometimes what happen? We are saying that write your article, read your article, edit your article, read your article, again edit your article. So until you are editing your article, then you cannot have a good polished article. Still, sometimes when we are writing, we may have some typographical error, language errors. So there are some tools, thanks to the AI and machine learning. Those tools are machine learning tools. They can really help you to check your article freely and modify your article to have a good writing capability. So there are many tools. I suggest two things. One is the Grammarly freely available tool. You can see that in the right hand side, uh, you have a document, and actually Grammarly can suggest you your typographical error, punctuation, all those things. Um, And not only this one, look, you have written that spending lots of money, so it's changed as a wasting money. So not only typographical error, but also it can suggest you a good presentation of your article. So you are free to use that kind of tool for your editing. Number two is a Writeful. Writeful is a AI based tool where a machine learning algorithm is used for your improving your article languages. You can see in the left hand side, Writeful is a science, AI, and linguistic. Hmm? Those are the founder of Writeful. So the advantage is that the Writeful can be directly integrated with your overleaf. So I can show you one example. So rightful can be used directly with your overlay. You can see that in a Google Chrome actually you can install that rightful, and you can get a rightful icon here. And uh, just for a curiosity, I just want to show you that how actually it works. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, so it is suggesting, and if you click here, uh, actually it will change here. You can see it's already changed here. Okay, so this is a good tool for editing your language, but keep in mind whatever it's showing you all are not correct. Okay, so you have to go through that one, and you have to spend time that which one is really cool and which one is bad. So you have to be very careful for that one. So those free and open source tools, this is also open source and free. So free and open source tools can be used for your language editing. Now the thing is that code sharing. Nowadays, if you have written an article and if you have submitted in some places, uh, if you says that yes, the code is shared, and if you really share your code, your citation will be 1,000 times higher than that. Okay, so you have written your code, you have submitted the article is accepted, you share your code. That's how actually open source works. So I always suggest you to share your code such that people can use your code and people can cite your work. So how you can share your code? You can share your code via GitHub. So what is a GitHub? GitHub is a platform for sharing your code. What are the advantages? The advantages is that it can be private or public repository. So that means you can create your, when you are writing your code, you can have a private repository. Mean privately you are uploading your code, you are running your code, and then when the paper is accepted, you make it public. So we have an option of private and public repository. You have an option of collaborative work. Yeah, you can collaboratively upload your work, write your code here, and it can increase the visibility and reproducibility. So when you have a website for your particular paper, people can go to that website and download your data, download your source code, and they can cite your paper. For example, one example of GitHub pages used in our publication. So we use a simple thing in a publication that yes, we have shared that code here. So we have an overview of that one. We have a link to the paper. We have a link to the supplementary. We have a link to the data set. We have a link to the source code. We have a link to the team. So that means what? That means now people can have access of your whole paper, whole source code, whole data set. So people will cite that paper. So that means here actually you will get one unique identification of your URL, freely created website. In a similar manner, actually, you may create your own page. For example, I have my own page, skarifamed.github.io. So you can have your own publication page or own page, all those things where you can have your demo, your paper, your GitHub page, all things can be linked here. So GitHub is a open source uh, a platform where actually you can share your code easily. Now, another thing I want to share with you that is a recent publication and it's a recent tool that is a CatalyzX. This tool is an open source tool where I have provided the link here. Uh, where actually what you can do, you can easily search the code for that one. Mean if you want a particular code and if you don't want to search it in internet just like a paper, actually this tool can helps you to find a code. Okay, for example, I have already installed that one, and this is a scholar page. So in a scholar page, if I search RCNN, can you see that this is a new link here? Mean for a particular paper, if the code is available, here actually you can click that code and you can get the code here. You can see. So this tool is very useful if you want to compare your thing with some other paper, and if you don't know that where you can find the code. So this tool is very useful. Search a paper, and if the code is available, actually you can get the code instantly. Here you can see. Huh? So this is a good option for reproducibility and searching the code. Okay, that's all. I have covered most of my thing. I have actually make some session for um, questions. So you people are free to ask questions. Thank
Thank
you
you,
one.
sir. Thank you for your most productive session. Actually, these are mostly needed. And the question is where what we have got. It is in the chat box, sir. Are you? Can you get it in the chat box? It is given, or shall I read
Yeah.
out?
Okay. Okay.
Everyone in the everyone section. In the everyone
Yeah,
section.
I can see that one. When you are writing in overlap, is Grammarly is required externally? Is rightful default integrated in overlap? Look, actually, the language tool mean the Grammarly is not directly integrated in overlap, but actually it is integrated in Word. So if you open, I think I have already integrated that one. Uh, just let me show you. No, this is I have not installed Grammarly here, but you know that you will go to the website and you will find that Grammarly is mainly integrated in uh, your Word and also in your internet website. For example, I usually do what? Open any mailbox and paste your code here. Look, I is not good boy. Look here, actually automatically it is giving me, huh? I am not a good boy. So here actually the Grammarly is integrated in my mail. Or actually the same thing you can have in a Word. And number two thing is that I mean uh, the rightful is not default integrated in overlap. Okay, so you have to install that rightful plugin. Then actually it will automatically integrated with overlap.
One question is from Gunjan Mukherjee. Please, sir, if you can get it. Are all the online tools secure platform for coding or writing articles?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that those are open source tools. Actually, what we can say that open source are tools are mostly secure because the core source code is open, and you know that the open source tools are written by researchers like us. So hopefully that we people do not fraud it. So I never heard anything about overlap is leaking something or whatever. I think those are safe, and it is widely used by the community. So we can say that it's those are safe. Okay, then yeah, then thank
Now I
you.
think it is. Sir, you have to step. Okay, okay, okay. I think trying. Okay, 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 okay. Subankar sir is also saying something about its kind of appreciation. So, sir, let me finish with the vote of thanks of today's session, as this is a virtual platform and we are not able to get all the speakers together. So, we are providing individual session vote of thanks. So, this is the end of today's uh, day three, session two. So, we are on behalf of Global Institute of Science and Technology and Computer Science Engineering Department and Electrical Engineering Department. We are and from on behalf of our the organizing committee. and the management, was chairman, vice chairman, secretary, principal, register, and we would like to say that we are so overwhelmed, and it's our pleasure, and it's a deeply we are heartfelt gratitude to our respected speaker, Dr. Arif Ahmed Sekh, for finding his time to spend with us, as because I know that how busy he is with his research work. So, and very much thank you, sir. Thank you for finding time for us. And it's a very much informative session for all the participants, that we are very much happy and hope to see you soon again for any other virtual event if you have been thinking of been organizing in future. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eshan, and thank you all of you. I thank to the organizing committee to give me the platform. And if you have later on, if you all participant, if you have any other questions or other query, you can reach me, and my email ID is given there, and I'll reply you.
Okay, and sir, one question is that if they ask for the slides, shall we give it to them? Or,
Yeah. I
okay.
can share with you, and you can share with participants. No problem.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Okay. All of you stay safe and stay healthy. Okay. So I'm disconnecting now.
Thank you, sir.